Silver Lane is named for the silver coins that can be found in East Hartford. In 1781, General Rochambeau was marching through here to meet George Washington's army. The soldiers were followed by wagons carrying chests filled with silver. The center of his camp, was on the present-day Silver Lane. The troops were paid with silver coins. Even in recent years, silver coins have been discovered there. This road was also a Native American path through the town. There are many artifacts that still exist, most likely beneath the earth. There was also a Native American battlefield near Fort Hill. In 1656, there was a battle between the Mohegans, with Unkas as the leader, and the Padanks. The leader was sepano. So again, a great place to go and check it out. Now, if you're interested in emeralds, then listen to this. Emeralds were supposedly found on the west bank of the Connecticut River opposite Gillette Castle in Headline in 1919. The emeralds are really not native gem for Connecticut, so it has been suggested that perhaps smugglers buried items here. There is a legend that somewhere on the Gillette Castle grounds is a cache of buried emeralds. So that obviously the main cache was never found, if that's the case. All right. Now, in 1812, a British force landed at the exact spot where the Essex River Museum is today and destroyed 22 ships at the dock. The British quickly took over the town, and many colonial and Victorian era artifacts are found here ever since. This place was actually a dumping ground or garbage heap, and everything dumped was buried. This is the site also of the steamboat New England explosion in 1833. 15 of the passengers were killed in that explosion, and the pieces of pottery found from the steamboat period are still all around. So, talking about rich place to explore. Okay, now under Lion Rock in Roger Lake is said to be another kid treasure. This is all within the same area. Now, on Seldon Island or Neck, as it is called, though there is no longer a neck to this island because it was washed away, Native American artifacts are found in the northern part. So there is so much area to cover and discover here. So go check it out. If you enjoyed this program, please subscribe, like it, and share it. Glastonbury. In 1971, along the old coal dock in the Meadow Hill area, which is another Native American burial site area, and this site was used from 500 BC to 580, 1,000 years. So imagine the stuff that can be found there. And many things sure have been found. Many copper items were found, including knives, pottery, and pendants for the usually for the neck and ear. Now, in 1938, over 500 Native Americans artifacts were found at Ferry Lane, many fashioned with copper. It is believed that some artifacts in this area could be over 10,000 years old. There was a Wongang fort located at Red Hill on the riverbank on present-day Stockade Road. It was abandoned during King Philip's War. So, talking about an incredibly rich area to explore. Phillips Cave is located on Kongskat Mountain in East Glastonbury. It's not named for the King Philip, as most Philip places are named after, though there is a Native American connection. Why am I talking about Phillips Cave? So, first of all, it was named after Stanley Phillips, who found the site. It was located at the east of Forest Lane, and in 1957 it was a major discovery of Native American artifacts, including stone pendants, fishtail arrow points, and axes. Some of these artifacts were 3,000 to 4,000 years old. But be aware that this cave is on a private property right now. So obviously don't even enter the area unless you have written permission. Now, around $2 million in gold is said to be buried during Revolutionary War for Washington's army in East Granby in Hartford County. It was buried during a Tory and Native American raid in the vicinity of a tavern owned by Captain Bates. Now let's go to Greenwich. Greenwich was called Patuguapan, Sissicac, and Monacaquego by the Native Americans. In 1644, Native American battles were fought here. The Native American village of Petuquapin was located on the west side of Strickland Brook, north of Mill Pond at Coscob. The town was attacked by General Tyrant during American Revolutionary at Round Hill. So again, super interesting place to go visit, especially to treasure hunters. Now let's move to Groton. The town of Groton was the site of trading post in 1650. Some of the bloodiest battles ever recorded were fought here, and they were fought way before settlers came to this area. They were between Pequots and Narragansetts. This was the Pequot hunting grounds. There was a Pequot fort overlooking Noank near Groton on Fort Hill at Wayne's Hawks. I may be butchering some of those names, but you can definitely find it. Again, this is near Groton on Fort Hill at Wayne's Hawks. And the battles were during the era of the Sachem, Sassacus. So super interesting place to go. Now, we're going to move to a different area of Haddam. General Winthrop is said to have searched for valuable minerals in the northwest part of Haddam. On Route 151, there are the remains of the old Lithia mine, otherwise known as Swenson Quarry, where many minerals can still be found. In the middle Haddam, beryl, garnet, and tourmaline have been found at the east bank of the Connecticut River at the Gillette Quarry. The last time any blasting occurred here, it yielded 700 worth of tourmaline. There is also a rare element found here, epidote or basic calcium, aluminum, ferric iron, silicate. Now, the Native American name for Haram was Tomahawk, meaning tomahawk rock. The tribe members would gather stones from the river here to make axes. At the Turkey Hill mine, beryl and tourmaline have been discovered. Remember, whenever exploring mines or other dangerous areas, always ask for permission from the owners. Tell someone where you're going and when you will be back, and be very, very careful. Death has occurred in these places. So, if you are precious stones or semi-precious stones fan, this is a place for you. Now, there was another settler fort here in 1676 built as protection from Native Americans. In 1668, the first grist mill was here on the Mill River. This is also where the smugglers met on the Connecticut River in the early 1600s. It is said that the pirates Blackbeard, Steed, Bonnet, and Townley met here at different times. Perhaps this is a very good place to bury some loot. What can I say? Also, a pirate treasure is said to be buried on Haddam Island. It is said to be Kit's treasure, of course. Claims were reported that pirates were seen burying treasure in a hill under a ledge west of Clarkhurst Road. Lord's Island is another place where pirate treasure is said to exist. If you enjoyed this program, please subscribe, like it, and share it.